You know, this is a health emergency here in Gary that we need to make sure that we're out and supporting the citizens.
Locals are pouring in at Gary City Hall to collect gallons of water just to survive after the city's central pump from the Grapevine water pumping station and the backup pump both failed to operate.
I've been bringing water. I brought a dozen cases of water yesterday, and I'll be, you know, if we need more this afternoon, I'll run back out. I'll be down here again this week.
People can't do without water. This is, it's been going on for too long. We need our state government to step up and make sure that it's known and get some people down here to help.
The city of Gary has 563 households. More than half of its citizens are over the age of 50. With the lack of water, some fear that COVID cases will increase as the issue becomes a public health crisis.
That's the really frightening part about it, because we don't know who is and who isn't. And now we have the issue of not being able to practice safe hygiene. We all know that the CDC and the professionals say that we must wash frequently, and we do not have water to wash frequently.
Water is absolutely necessary for life. So we've got a real problem here, and not just in Gary, but all over southern West Virginia. McDowell County, Keystone, North Fork areas all have water issues.
This isn't the first time that Gary or some parts of West Virginia has seen a water crisis, but it is the first time in the middle of a pandemic. Due to the city's outdated water infrastructure, Gary needs at least 5 pumps. That's more than $160,000, which doesn't include installation or operation cost.
Pumps were old, the systems are old. You know, a lot of this infrastructure was put in 50 years ago by U.S. Steel, you know, or more, and so it's a long-term challenge.
Thanks to the McDowell County Commission and through the Economic Development Association, 1 pump is expected to arrive through the Buchanan Pump Service out of Scarborough, West Virginia.
Soon the help gonna soon come, and hopefully we'll have something done here in just the next few days.
As for now, the mayor, along with multiple officials, are reaching out to Governor Jim Justice for help with the other pumps and operational cost. Here for you in McDowell County, Star Connor, WVVA News.
We need help. That's all I can say. We need help.
Running water is not a privilege. It's a necessity.
It's been nearly a week since water flowed into the homes of the people who live in Gary. Now their patience is drying up as well.
The problem just needs to get resolved as quickly as possible.
People describe how they are managing without water.
And I just boil water in the morning to clean my kitchen. And once it gets the steam rolling off the top of it, I just take it and I just stop my sink up with a stopper, put bleach and antibacterial dishwashing liquid in there. Everything is really piling up right now. And I'm not going to the laundromat. It's just too expensive. You know how you get under the shower and you wet your body over before you start soaping it down? Dip, and I pour all over my body 2 or 3 times, and then I wash.
The city of Gary has more than 563 households. Majority of their citizens are over the age of 50. And with the lack of water, this has become a public health crisis.
With the pandemic increasing, everything going up, we don't have water here, which is a health issue because we can't wash our hands.
What worries me the most? Everybody. Because we don't know who has COVID, who doesn't have COVID. And then it affects different people in different ways. So the washing of the hands, they need the water. Drinking water we need.
The root of the problem with water here is the city's outdated water infrastructure. Mayor Hairston says the city needs at least 5 pumps. Adding, the cost is more than $160,000, not including installation and operating cost. WVVA learned that the city's mayor and others are hoping that the governor will intervene. They'd like to see Governor Jim Justice tap into the CARES Act funding to help. The governor did talk about the water issue in Gary during Monday's press briefing in Charleston.
We had a political hoopla go on in the town of Gary. Well, you know, really and truly, when our people found out about this situation, that Gary was out of water in our office and everything, what we did is we immediately contacted the National Guard, Homeland Security, and everything, and they immediately took a, I don't know, water buffalo truck or whatever, you know, down there, and that went immediate, and so we're trying in every way to help those people in the town of Gary and everything. Great people. I'm through there from time to time, and we absolutely want to help them. And if you're in Gary and everything, and we haven't helped and everything, we just holler and we'll come. We'll keep pouring it on till we make sure everything's in good shape there.
The hoopla the governor refers to is Justice's Democratic challenger, Ben Salango, who spent time on Sunday personally passing out water to affected residents. For the people who live here, it's not a political hoopla. Water is vital to survival, especially in this day and time during a pandemic.
But it's hard because in 2020, you shouldn't have to go through this, not in the United States. Low-income families are dealing with this in southern West Virginia and probably many other parts of the United States in rural areas with no running water in the middle of a pandemic. It's not safe. It's not safe at all.
We'll continue to monitor this situation. Here for you in McDowell County, Star Connor, WVVA News.
We're going to work with them.
That was the key words the people in the city of Gary wanted to hear. They've been a city without water for more than a week, but the delivery of a pump on Tuesday put them on the road to recovery. The old pump failed and is beyond repair. One engineer dispatched by the state speculates mineral-rich water is a factor in that failure.
I think the iron level helped in deteriorating the pumps quicker than normal. And then having the backup pump out, you know, the one pump was having to run more than normal. So I think a number of different things contributed to the pump going out.
The situation here impacts hundreds of people, including more than 80 patients in a nursing home. The state is stepping in to help develop long-term solutions to the water crisis in this community. It boils down to money for additional pumps.
Once they get the cost, we're able to look at the funding that's available at different different agencies have in the state and also some federal. We're able to look at all of it.
The mayor hopes the dry days are behind them, even though they can't drink or wash in the running water right now. He's hopeful for a better future for his city.
And I think something good's going to come out of it. It's got to something good come out of it, because a lot of things that they talked about we wasn't aware of, you know, and now we are aware of what's going on and how to do these things and how to get funding, and hopefully that we can get started on that.
Residents will still have to use bottled water until their water boil advisory ends in 7 days. Experts say it will take at least 6 months to a year to come up with a long-term water plan. But now the process of paperwork begins to beat the bushes for available funding to find a long-term fix. The city now must apply to state and regional agencies for the money they need to upgrade the water system in this community. Here for you in McDowell County, Star Connor, WVVA News. Water is flowing back into the homes of Gary residents, but there are still some issues.
Very happy that the water is on because we needed water for bathrooms and, you know, washing our dishes and so on and so forth, taking a bath. But we still cannot drink the water. This is our water. It cleared up some, but the odor is so bad.
So I'm actually smelling this water again, and it really does smell like sewage, so that's not drinkable.
No, it's not drinkable. And like I said before, when we have services, we have to buy the 5-gallon jugs of water to cook in.
The smell of the water isn't the only issue. Local businesses are suffering as well.
There we go. Cancel, cancel, cancel. COVID, water, losing more money. I just hated that we lost business again. Nobody's going to step up and say, here, we know you lost $1,800 this week.
Residents say it's hard to leave the conditions they are faced with because it's their home.
We've been here most of our lives, and most of us are senior citizens. Our homes are already paid for. Why would we leave our homes and go pay rent somewhere else?
A meeting was held Wednesday with state officials and local leaders to develop a long-term solution to the water crisis in the area. The temporary solution of only one pump running doesn't relieve the worries of some community members.
Do we recover to completely recover, or do we just recover long enough to prepare for the next time.
Gary isn't the only city in McDowell County suffering. Families in Keystone have water issues that have put them on an 8-year water boil advisory. Despite their situation, they still find ways to help out their neighbors.
I live in McDowell County myself, and we often struggle not having running water. A lot of things that we're missing out on getting donated is things such as baby wipes, disposable paper towels and plates and napkins. When you don't have running water, you don't realize how hard it is to wash yourself with just bottled water. So baby wipes can be used to wash your hands, your legs, your arms. Especially during a pandemic, this is very important to be able to at least clean yourself.
We came down from Mineral Wells, West Virginia, so just south of Parkersburg. These people down here need some water, especially during a pandemic, just because you wash their hands, drink fresh water, stay healthy.
As for now, the residents are still opting to use bottled water until their 7-day boil advisory is over. Here for you in McDowell County, Star Connor, WVVA News.